Hey everybody, welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour. I'm here with Carl, Chris, Cindy, David, Doug, Marcia, and Rick. And we're talking about avoiding procrastination, which I've always had a problem with, but for once I'm starting the show on time, doing everything right, and I want to hear about your guys' experience with defeating procrastination as well. So open discussion, do you think?
Hey, can I take first shot at it?
Of course.
All right,
Yeah.
hey guys, it's so good to be in the group of people I know, love, and respect. My goodness, what a team we have on board tonight for the Entrepreneur Power Hour. Wow. So rare air right here, ladies and gentlemen. Today, tomorrow, and into the future, you get the honor of hanging out with some of the best people on planet Earth. That said, one of the tools that's helped me the most with my own issues around procrastination has been a tool that I think Kareem might be sampling a little bit of. It's called Simpleology. Simpleology.com. You can get a version of Simpleology for free at simpleology.com. If you want the advanced version, check with somebody who you know, like me or like somebody else here, that would have an affiliate link for Simpleology. Great program because I start my day every day with Simpleology. Every day that I'm actually working, working. You guys know me, I don't work. I have fun. But Simpleology helps me to kind of to focus in on a daily basis, to focus in on key things related to business and personal life and the big things, the big things I want to accomplish, that like my big goals, my big hairy scary goals. It helps me to focus in on those in a way that it breaks it down, the most important tasks right out of the gate every day. Go and knock out the most important things today. Just knock them out. Boom, 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 boom. And combining that, I've combined Simpleology with another tool that I really love called from the tools of letting go, called the Sedona method. Sedona method, you can get some free stuff on that as well all over the internet. I've done several videos on YouTube about Sedona method. Sedona method helps me to release all the stuff that might be coming up that might be causing feelings that don't feel good. And if I don't feel good, chances are I'm not going to do good, right? You guys may have experienced where it's like, yeah, I really know I probably should pick up the phone and call those 6 people that downloaded my book or whatever, or maybe I should get on, be out there working the internet a little bit more, doing my advertising, or whatever task it might be for you. For me, it's reaching out and connecting with potential donors, for example, for the nonprofit. And sometimes I might not really want to do that, and it might not feel real good. And if I can just use a tool like Sedona method to find my way to peace, all of a sudden it starts to be an inspiration to do those tasks. A good example of that that was given to me by the guy who wrote Sedona Method, Hale Dwoskin. He talked about how he practiced this Sedona Method thing, and it's really it's just a simple tool. But he said he was practicing it and practicing it. He really wasn't necessarily noticing any change until one day he was at home and having a day off, and he was hanging out with his wife, and he went into the closet to find a pair of shoes, and the next thing you know, he finds himself cleaning the frickin' closet. Who does that, right? But he cleaned the whole closet, organized it, and threw out some stuff, and got all done. And his wife was standing there watching him the whole time, and he was just into it, right? So he's cleaning the closet, doing his thing. He got all done and closes the closet door and turns around, and he gets the kiss of his life from his wife because she was so blown away. That, oh my, he'll clean my closet. Oh my God, it's like a romantic moment for her, right? Yeah, this is one example. But a tool I use a lot is a little simple tool you can get free online called Simpleology. It's like the shortest way. I mean, it's like the easiest way to be able to kind of organize your day in a way that helps you get the big, most important stuff done first, while you have your cell phone off, and you have your email off, and you have your distractions off, and yeah, so it's a good tool. So if you guys are looking for tools, that's a real good one.
Well, I guess I'll chime in here. You all know that. Sorry. Yeah. You guys know I lost somebody very dear to me recently, and it's been really hard to want to get up here and do my show, and to be here and to keep going with Pay Me What I'm Worth, and to keep focusing on that goal, those goals that I have. But I'm a warrior. I mean, I'm not just going to put my sword down because I've lost a couple battles, you know. It sucks, it's painful, but I know that I can't give up because I got all you guys who depend on me, who love me and want me here. I mean, I've got so many people depending on me now, like for this and other things we're doing with Pay Me What I'm Worth, that I couldn't give up. I would feel pretty guilty, and I'd feel pretty lousy if I let everybody down who still says, hey Chris, you know, we care about you. We know that you have potential, and we want to help you realize your potential. So a way I've avoided procrastinating is to keep my mind very, very focused on my career. Part of my career is this show. Part of my you guys are all my part of my family. And I think that just knowing I have people out here like you guys has really helped me get through the pain and that I'm feeling at this point. Yesterday was a pretty rough day. I wasn't feeling very good, and Kareem was there for me a lot, which I really love and appreciate. Thanks, buddy. And you know, Kareem was one of the first people to come to my aid when this all went down, and I guess everybody else did too when they found out. You know, and so I'm very thankful for that, and I'm thankful that I have the courage that I found within myself to continue moving forward and to avoid procrastinating, and still come out here and do the show and still do our course and help people who need our help. So next person, go for it. Chime in anytime.
Hi guys, Cheryl over here in Hawaii. I thought I would tell you how I avoid it, but I don't have any tools or methods in anything. I just make sure that I don't let things pile up. If I let things pile up, then it's really hard to get digging in and get started. And I found that if you do let things pile up, like I tend to do sometimes, then you just have to do it. Just get in there, dig in, start little bit by little bit, and do it. How about you?
I've never been much of a procrastinator. I started my key training, if you look on my Facebook, my course training when I was 17 years old, and I learned proper breathing, posture, and sleeping and thinking methods. And one of the first things that they taught me is, as soon as you awaken, is that your feet should hit the ground right after your eyes open up, and you should never linger. Now this is a reason there's no in between. You're either sleeping or awake. Now, Cheryl,
He opens his eyes and boom, he's out of bed.
27 years I've been with her, and she knows this, okay? I have endless energy. I'm almost 60 years old. And that's for the fact is that I don't procrastinate. When it's time to get up, dude, I get up. When it's time to go surfing, I go surfing. When it's time to do, paint the house, it's raining. Stefan, what do you think, man? Okay.
Oh, I just saw that I unmuted accidentally. Sorry. So I think Cindy was first.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't have anything I was going to start saying. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Stefan.
Okay, thanks. First of all, good morning, my time to all. 3 a.m. Last week I had an issue with my alarm, very embarrassing. but I have to find out how to stay up or get up at Saturday night, where other people in my age are in the club and drinking their life out of their heads. um, well, uh, what I realized about procrastination is that especially when it comes to my industry, there are a lot of people who are infected with procrastination every single day, and I think if we the first step is to accept it, that it will happen and that it comes along our ways. Most of us, yeah, most people. But I think the main problem is that people have their goals and their dreams are not too driving, because if you have big goals and you have big dreams, then you just don't, then you have no time. And when you have no time, then there is no procrastination. Yeah. um, and if you have small goals or not, or you don't have goals that don't drive you, yeah, that will urge you to do things that others won't do. Yeah, there's a great quote: "You have to do things today others won't do in order to live a life others won't have tomorrow." And this is a quote. I have a lot of quotes on my desk ready to go. I have that on my iPhone. I have that on my everywhere when I need it, like a medicine. And I'm not feeling that I can do it today, that I don't have to drive maybe today, then I go there, and then I fill my mind with positive quotes to say, okay, if you're in the mood that you will procrastinate some things today you want to do, then get there. And I'm sure every day or every time I find a good quote, a matching quote for that day that motivates me to say, hey, don't get away from that. Don't be lazy today. Yeah, although we all have days where we have to be lazy, and that's okay if it's not a week or a month we are lazy, and and that's it. So I think it's a lot easier to to accept it and to fight against it, because as I mentioned, it will come along the way to procrastination. But you need something. You need, in my opinion, you need a strategy. Though or otherwise, if you're a very absolutely dedicated person which never procrastinates, I give my props. um, and another powerful method that I use to overcome it is as I mentioned, you don't have all the time in the world. And this is something. What my goal was is not to be that common German guy sitting in an office with a with bound on a stick, uh, and don't get in the traffic jam every single day, and keep stuck in the mediocrity. And this was one of my major goals, and still working on it. Did it. I worked from home. That's a good and then an awesome experience that I did it, because I worked hard a lot, long time, for 7-8 years in order to get that. And I'm still in the beginning process, of course, and now it's time to shoot up for the stars. Okay, so that's it for the moment.
Thank you, Donna. Or thank you, Stefan. The next person, Doug, you want to go for it?
Sure. Stefan, just think how much faster that would have went if you weren't procrastinating the whole time. No, anybody, there's no such thing as an overnight success. We all know that. So Okay, I have to address something Rick said because I'm the opposite. I set my alarm clock an hour and a half before I get up, and I snooze it a half an hour at a time, and then I get up. I still get up early, but I'm waking myself up over a long time. Maybe I'm doing that wrong. I should try Rick's method for a while and see if it works out better. Okay, other than that, procrastination. Man, what can you say? Don't put off till tomorrow what I can screw up today. I can start out with a lot of things. I know, I'm just messing around. It's one of those things, man. You know, I was just talking with Chrysler about this. I work on a computer all day in a really, really hard, mentally challenging job. So, you know, my procrastination isn't getting things done first thing in the day. It's coming home and being able to, after being on a computer and stiff and sore all day, coming in and trying to sit down at my computer and get some stuff done outside of it. And the motivation for that is a whole lot harder. I mean, especially after a day's work. So procrastinating is a little tough when you've already put in a whole day's work. It's hard not to. You know what I mean? So, but you know, if you got the motivation and the desire to get where you want to go, then you just overcome that and you get rolling. Once you get rolling in something and you get your focus going and you get into the rhythm of working on it, it's pretty easy to stay there and keep working and get some stuff done. It's just getting started, you know, the dreaded first step, right? Sure you guys all know about that. That's all I got. Hey, David, good stuff on your emails coming in every day. I was looking at some of those. Pretty impressive stuff. Okay, I'm done.
For me, my thing with procrastination would be knowing what to do. I think I wouldn't procrastinate as much if I actually knew what to do. If I knew the game plan, how to really get started building my business. What I need right now is a way to find leads. So I'm looking at some different lead generator systems. And Marcia and I have spoken a little bit about this. And I've looked at the MLSP leads, my lead system, pro system. But I think I'm going to be going with someone that Marcia knows about. So once I get going and know what I'm doing, you know, it'll be a lot easier to not procrastinate because I'll know what I need to do to get going. So that's a big thing. And as Stoke was saying, he's on the computer all day at his job. So am I. And but I feel the opposite of the way he does. When I come home to my computer, it's what I want to be doing. So I'm not procrastinating getting on it. You know, at work you're doing one thing, but this is a lot different. This is something you really want to be doing from home. So therefore, I don't have a problem getting on a computer. I just really need to know what to do to get started. That's my main thing. So I think I'm going to be getting a lot of help by someone that Marcia knows. Trevor Foster, the samurai guy. He sounds really good. So I just downloaded his free ebook, and I'll probably be buying his program, and then I'll know how to get started. Cool. So that's all I have.
All right. Go ahead, Kareem.
What I was going to say is I liked what Doug said because I've always procrastinated on doing something because I took so much time thinking about it. I'm like, I'll go to the gym. I am thinking about it. And then 7 hours later, I didn't go to the gym. I'm like, well, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. And then a year later, I couldn't go to the gym because I was still thinking about it. And when we stopped thinking like, oh, me and Chris talked about, we'll do a show. Eventually, we just got on one night in the worst conditions. You know, I didn't think it would work, and we did a show. And it's history. So I guess with procrastination, I go with Bruce Lee's philosophy. Just get out there and do it, make mistakes, get a bump on the head, and then figure out what you're going to do next. But don't sit there and think about it. You know, I could think about doing Pay Me What I'm Worth, but it's not going to make the course go.
No. It's called analysis causes paralysis. We all know. You sit around, you analyze something too much, you're not going to take action and go towards it. You're just going to keep thinking about it and go, well, I'll get to it. Well, maybe I'll get to it tomorrow. Well, maybe I'll get to it the next week, you know. So it's very, very, for me, it's had such a great amount of impact on just the daily getting up in the morning. I feel like, wow, I gotta get up and go, and I got, like, pay me what I'm worth, exercises to do in this lovely course we're taking right here, which was recommended to me by our team captain, Mrs. Marcia Sortino, who is on the call with us, or the broadcast, but unfortunately I don't know why she can't unmute her headset, or she's having problems with her headset.
Her mic was being goofy.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Marcia is probably the person out of that has inspired me a lot, because me and her have quite a long history. She was my mentor when I was with another program, and we've talked about a lot of different things, and you know, she's done so much for me, and she's just been a great teacher. And Team Seekers is all because of her. I mean, she's our team leader and our teacher for Pay Me What I'm Worth, and she's a great teacher and a great person. So it's been pretty cool being in this course with all these guys and these ladies, and it's helped me a lot through this dark period in my life too. I mean, I was on Wednesday night's call, and we talked about the danger of comparing yourself to other people, and I found that if I compare myself to other people, well, I'm not focusing on me, I'm focusing on somebody else and what somebody else has, and that's not productive. You know, I can't focus on that Kareem might be more successful than me at this point, or that Stefan might be more successful, or because I'm not living Kareem's life, I'm not living Stefan's life, I'm living Chris's life.
Yeah, just do you.
Yeah,
That's why analyzing is, if anything that taught me, that's why analyzing is bad, because you'll sit there and go, well, this guy has this and I have this, so that means what?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's extremely important that we, as entrepreneurs, that we never compare, because being entrepreneurial is all about not comparing yourself to anybody else. That's why we're wolves. We're not sheep. We don't follow the flock. You know, we know, hey, you know, we have the creative energy and the creative intelligence to govern our own life. And by that definition, as entrepreneurs, we can't compare ourselves to other people. Otherwise, we're just being contradictory to what we stand for. And of course, it's human nature that when you see somebody who has more, or they may be doing better, or they might have more happiness than you, you get envious. I get envious. And I really get jealous sometimes, and I'm like, man, that guy's got such a hot wife. You know, when am I going to meet, you know, when am I going to have a hot wife? Or, you know, that guy's got, you know, whatever it is. I think it's natural to covet, but it's up to us to get a hold of that when it starts to happen, when we start to covet what others have, and just go, no, I don't need to feel this way, I don't need to covet, because prosperity will flow to me as long as I'm in a prosperity consciousness, and I'm in a mastermind group of people who are going the same direction I'm going in, and we're all working together. And that's the beauty of this broadcast, is we are masterminding. This is a mastermind, and we're here to help each other and feed each other's batteries and recharge each other and go, hey man, or hey Rick, you know, you might be going through a really rough time, well, we're here for you. Or Marcia, you're going through a rough time, we're here for you. Or Stefan, or anybody else on the panel. I mean, that's what this is all about. So anyway, I'm going to let somebody else talk now. Go for it, guys.
Wow, thanks so much, Chris and Kareem, for putting the kind of really getting this thing rocking in a direction that's focused. And you know, I got a concept I want to throw out there, and I just want to see what kind of feedback I can get on this, because it might be I think it's a good procrastination preventer. At least for me, it has been. It's like this. You know, you all have heard ready, aim, fire, right? You've heard that. What if you did life like this? Ready, fire, aim.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
how that now? It's interesting though, because from my own experience of living, kind of living life, but also doing business that way, it can get kind of interesting because what I find is that number one, I never have a shortage of something to do. Because I'm constantly, getting inspired and taking action and getting inspired and taking action. But what's real important is that sometimes I get results and sometimes I don't get results. And for myself, one of the things I've really had to work on is when I don't get results, I don't blame myself or anybody else for the if I don't get the results I was looking for. Sometimes, if you string together 3 or 4 experiences like that where, gosh, that didn't work out, sometimes it can be kind of a downer. And for myself, it's really important to that, hey, this is how I do things. This is how I operate my business. This is how I operate my life, is that I get out there on the limb, and sometimes the branch snaps. And that's part of the deal. I'm gonna fall down. I'm gonna have some bumps and bruises. It's not always gonna be great. When it is great, oh my gosh, it's like an avalanche of awesome, abundant experience, and so that's why, that and a whole bunch of people get helped every time. I'm trying to think of a good example of that. Okay, yeah, here's a good example. With National Seizure Disorders Foundation, one of the things we talked a lot, we talked and talked and talked about, and it's right in our mission, that we really support people we support people in living better lives on a daily basis. And it was like, well, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to kind of, and finally I said, look, it's time that we've talked and talked and talked procrastination. And now it's time to do. So we rolled up our sleeves, got online, started doing live calls, live broadcasts like this, and we just did it. And it started out as one night a week. Started out as Monday nights. And we had Monday Night Power Hour, and it was great. It was like we thought up with the topic like 5 minutes before we did the show. We didn't even, send out a notice. But we were doing it. We just got on every Monday night, and whoever showed up, we just, we brainstormed stuff like this. But we didn't have a topic ahead of time to really kind of, and so it was like, well, that was the next level. But we just did it. Monday turned into Wednesday. Wednesday turned into Thursday. And now we do one Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And it used to be 1 or 2 people. Sometimes, I'd be on there alone. And we've had as many as, 14 on any given evening or Saturday morning, and as little as 5. But we never have less than now a dozen. Now, not a dozen, but at least a half a dozen people show up every single night. And that doesn't sound like a big deal, but when those people keep showing up and coming back, especially folks that have, that have some things that others would consider limiting or disabling, and they're showing us they're showing us I can overcome these limits, that there are no limits. They're showing up, they're showing me, they're teaching me, man, I'll tell you what, that's a huge win. And it outweighs the occasional bump in the road where I might offer this to somebody, and or my community, and they might say, yeah, maybe not so much, because it's too big a leap from I'm just starting to feel good about myself to jumping into getting paid what I'm worth. That's a bit of a leap, right? And so that was a good learning experience. We poured a lot into offering pay me what I'm worth to our community, and they weren't ready for it just yet. So we fired, right? And then we had to go back and aim. And wait till you guys see what's coming in November. Right now I'm in the planning stages of an entire launch, an entire new launch of National Seizure Disorders Foundation Positive Seizure Management Program. And you guys are gonna love this launch, and I hope you watch. I hope you watch what we do, because it's truly going to be a lot of fun, and you might learn some things you can apply no matter what you're doing. You know, whether you're an entrepreneur or if you're a network marketer, or if no matter what you're doing in your life, just watch what we're doing. I think you might find some things that you can apply. So really exciting. So this idea of ready, fire, aim means I get inspired, I take the action, and then and then I evaluate how it worked out. And you got to kind of have big boy and big girl pants to pull that off.
Yes.
Because it does require that you go, lick that one quick, because you better be ready to to explore what went well and what did not go well, and keep moving forward, because there's no such thing as failure with that mindset. There's no such thing. There cannot be such a thing as failure. I learned a whole bunch. I learned a whole bunch, and at all times. And so, yeah, that's just something I've been kind of using as a mindset. And it can be challenging, but the rewards outweigh the risk and outweigh any pain or suffering by far. The rewards in terms of what people get.
David, Marcia wanted to speak on why it is part of the non-profit organization for your business.
Hey guys.
Oh.
Hey
yeah,
guys.
Go ahead.
If I can break in for a second, I got to go. I just wanted to say goodbye to everybody, but whoa, I lost everything. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. Everything went black for a minute. I wanted to throw one more thing in before I get out of here. My wife's here visiting, so I need to take time and be with her. But as far as this procrastination thing, one of the things that I found out just recently, and I've been talking with Chris about it and a couple other people, but I found myself being stuck where I was procrastinating because I didn't have necessarily the skills or talent to do every piece of what I'm trying to put together. I've got a project I'm working on, and I have skills in a lot of the areas, but there's one or two or three that I could use somebody else that has those skills to move the whole thing forward. So rather than go out and search those people out, though, I was wasting a lot of time trying to figure out ways to do it all myself. And it's not so much that I was procrastinating, like not trying to do anything. I just was wasting time and spinning my wheels because there's other people that literally know how to do what I'm trying to do quickly and easily. And not only that, is they're all people that I want to work with. So why have I been beating my head against the wall trying to do stuff that I'm just my natural talents don't roll that way? And I could be focusing on my stuff I am good at and letting these other folks come in and make everything that we're doing so much better because we're getting the best in every area. So that's something I want to leave you guys with. I love you all. I'm glad to be here. Want to catch the show Tuesday night. Chris gonna have to back me up and tell me when that is so I can see if I can make it. And sorry I can't stay for a little longer, but we'll see you all next week. Okay.
Okay, buddy. Thank you for being here, Doug. We love you. Take care, man.
My pleasure. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, man. I had a lot of fun.
All right.
Love you, Doug.
I'll be in touch with you guys this week anyway, okay?
Okay. Okay, Doug. Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys, everybody.
Bye-bye.
So, David, why don't you speak about and tell the group why it is good to partner with a not-for-profit business?
Okay. Well, one of the things that a lot of folks, especially network marketers, do not consider, and I don't know how it is in Germany, so I have to make that note, okay? I don't know, Stefan, if this applies to you. Or, Chris, I don't know how the laws are in Canada regarding what I'm about to bring up here. But in the United States, by partnering with a nonprofit, like National Seizure Disorders Foundation, what you can do is you can offer a product that would perfectly fit with the audience for that nonprofit and offer it like as a retail, and one of the things you can do, and now, if you're worried about paying your bills and you got to have all of your commissions because otherwise you can't pay your bills, this might not be for you. But actually, there's a way that what I'm about to tell you guys would be for you. Okay, there are two opportunities with nonprofits to be able to really build more retail or build your business. And in fact, there's more than two ways, but the two that come to mind for me really clearly, especially this time of year, this last quarter of the year, is how am I going to reduce my income for the IRS? How am I going to how am I going to show on paper that I made less money than I did so I pay less in taxes? One of the ways you can do that is by taking advantage of the of charitable contributions, charitable donations to nonprofits. And as long as you, as long as you make a donation to a nonprofit of $100 or more, that nonprofit is required by law to provide you with a receipt that you can use at tax time. And now, dollar for dollar, you can take. Now, here's how this works. Okay, for every dollar you contribute over 100, you're going to get a receipt. And for every dollar, I think it's a little over, I don't know, last I checked it was like $3,000 a year you could contribute to nonprofits and literally take that off of your income. Now, for some of us, being able to take $3,000 off of our income can be the difference between being in one tax bracket or the next tax bracket, right? And if you guys know, kind of how taxes work, sometimes you get up to a certain point in your income, and that $3,000 can be the difference between 7.5% taxes or 9%, and that, well, that can be a lot of money, right? But we all know that big players find ways to take full advantage of tax breaks, and one of the big tax breaks is charitable contributions. That's one of the big opportunities. This time of year, it's a big deal. We've got a whole campaign we're starting that at NSDF, we're going to really be focusing using social funding to give entrepreneurs opportunity to take advantage of tax time and get those charitable contributions, especially with organizations like ours that are doing something nobody else is doing, which is providing personal development, day-to-day basis, really applying, really working on helping people reduce their seizures with stress, by reducing stress and using personal development to do that. Nobody else on the planet's doing that. So those funds are going to go to people that really need the help, and to programs that are making a difference, right? So that's one way. The other way is, you may have a product or 3 or 6 that are great products that for a fact are non-GMO and gluten-free and whole foods, those kinds of things that that you would offer to anybody. You'd offer to your neighbor, that you take them on a daily basis yourself. You have products like that. And if you do, then what you can do is you can offer to sell that product on that nonprofit's website. Hint, hint, hint. Yeah, I have a website. It gets 3,000 visitors a month minimum. Yeah, and gosh, here's an ad space. Now, here's the catch, though. To get that ad space, your profits need to be in the form of that charitable contribution. Your profit, in other words, your commission from those sales on that website, go back to the nonprofit. Why is that a benefit to you? It's a benefit to you because, one, you don't, at tax time now you've got that charitable contribution piece taken care of. Secondly, those products went out to people, that may become regular long-term customers of yours. And all you have to do is make sure your agreement on paper is for sale. You get, and now here's the other reason why that benefits. You know that in your comp plan, you hit a certain dollar amount and you're hitting bonus. See, and then so being able to make those arrangements where it's a win for you because in the long run you're building your business volume. Two, it's a benefit because you're getting a tax break at tax time because you've made charitable contributions that you can write off dollar for dollar. In other words, reducing your income by the number of dollars you've contributed to that nonprofit. And the nonprofit gives you the paperwork to prove it to the tax guy. Pretty cool. So just those are some options that are available that a lot of entrepreneurs do not consider and overlook. And it's something that I'll tell you what, the billionaires, man, they're taking full advantage of every one of those opportunities. And the larger businesses, they have actually a charitable contribution portion of their budget that they spend every year to reduce their tax liability. It's something that's built right into the business model. But it's something that a lot of times us everyday entrepreneurs, we don't consider that. So it's something to kind of take a look at.
It's actually interesting, Dave, because I don't take a look at that, and I haven't taken a look at that in a way that I think would benefit some people. So a really great point you brought up, too, and I'd like to learn more about the Sedona method and other stuff like that, too, as well, because sometimes I can say like, oh, okay, I don't procrastinate and I don't have a problem with it, but sometimes it gets the better of, I think, everybody. And just it can become a huge habit where you don't do anything and you keep telling yourself you're going to do something, and then for years and years you don't work on your dream and wake up one day and say, well, I wasted all this time, what was I doing? So go ahead, Nick.
Okay, so David, thank you so much for sharing this. Wanna throw 2 or 3 sentences in about that. My mother-in-law, she built up an animal protection organization. So I'm conscious about a similar system we put in place with our team, and mainly, of course, myself. And I can totally recommend it. It's awesome. You have a tax advantage, of course, and you build credibility and an authority that you support such a organization.
Like
and
free advertising, Stefan, right? Like
yes,
free advertising.
That's it. Exactly. And you get the exposure. And we have 2 times per year a summer event and then Christmas event, and we're always there. And it's absolutely awesome, and this totally works. So thanks, David, for sharing this. And regarding what you said about the first fire and then aim, totally agree. Because I think, rather I shoot a lot of times and I miss a lot of times, and every time I miss, I grow. I make mistakes, and nothing is for nothing. Everything has a purpose or has a you can always take advantage of this, and either or rather I shoot and miss a lot of times than standing still and nothing happens. So totally agree with that. And because every time I miss, or every time I try and shoot, then it brings me, or it takes me more closer to what I want to achieve. And it's always a process and a development we go through. So don't be afraid for everyone. And of course it's a great cure to avoid procrastinating, to come to our topic.
Good stuff.
Stefan, Marcia was asking, what you do. You're in network marketing, correct? Right, Stefan? You want to tell us what you do a little bit? Tell us a bit more about what you do.
Yes, of course. So I hope we have time.
Oh yeah, no, man, we're good.
No, 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 just really short. Yes, I'm in the network marketing industry since about 10 years now. Started very young, and yeah, I have all the common struggles every network marketer has. And since I came online, then I thought, okay, that's the way I want to go, because I can leverage the internet, uh, and uh, and take a huge advantage of the internet. And because I jumped from network marketing company to network marketing company, went through, I think, 4 or 5 network marketing companies over time. And this is a common disease in our industry. And because you I think you have to be conscious about yourself. And what I then learned, and we earlier talked about, I think Cindy was it, that you checked out some lead generation systems. I'm with MLSP, and I'm totally fine with it. It's awesome. I've generated this year over over 1,500 leads, and it worked awesome for me. But I first started, I'm within MLSP for 2 years, and the first year was absolutely crap. Nothing happened. And this is what most people do. They quit if it doesn't work for them 1 or 2 months, then they quit. Yeah. And fluctuation in our industry is something we have to accept. That's the game. But for ourselves, we have to go through that and say, I'm gonna make it. And I told to myself, okay, you're now online, you're now in the 5th network marketing company, and if you jump around and then you go there, and every new sponsor tells you, like it is in our industry, they say, come here, take your list, write down all your friends and family. And I said no. No way, not the 5th time. Because they think that I'm really crazy. They think it anyway. And then I have a new product, hey, I have a new opportunity, do you want to take a look at it? That didn't work for me. So I made me independent when I came online, that I can generate leads all over the place. Most of my leads come from the US, USA, and UK, New Zealand, and it's totally fine. Yeah. And of course, you have a lot of no's, although they are leads and they are interested in what you're doing. Do a lot of with landing pages. I do constantly teach myself with webinars and all that stuff, and external things away from our industry, in order to get some ideas that I can put in place. Something else. Yeah, I think you have to be special to get exposure, and to get leads, and to create a curiosity to those leads who take a look at your landing page. Because if you do what 80% or 90% of the network marketers do, they promote their website they have from their company, and that's it. Yeah. And then they think, hey, everyone's come to me, and everyone will put a name, but it's too common. So you have to find other ways, other names, other colors, something like that. Yeah. And then it worked well. But this is a process. This is a development you have to go through. And I missed so many times. I did so many mistakes. I had 2 years. I told this in the last, or in one of our last shows here. I had times where I had 3 jobs where I worked 15 hours a day, 50 to 60 hours a day, get up in the morning at 5 a.m. working in a roof tiler company as a side job because I was broke. Then had my regular job in the corporate world, what was absolutely awful. And I had sometimes my head on the desk at lunchtime, when I thought, how can I get through this? And then I came home at 6, 7 p.m. and then I worked on my business to build it up, and always driven by the fact that the goal that I want to work from home, and I want to support my family, and then I of course support. I was always an animal lover since I was a child, and I always wanted to do something for animals living on the street, especially dogs and cats, and that's it. And so I can always recommend to really find other ways to brand yourself, as you, because people will follow you and not the system or not the compensation plan. That's what I realized, and and it makes you independent from every network marketing company, because you can predict in the future how the network marketing company you're involved in will develop, or will they go down, or what else. But if you have a list and you have people that follow you, then they follow you to the next opportunity if you have to change or jump to that. And that's I think this is a real business and security for yourself and for your business, to be the you and to brand you, rather than just promoting the product and promoting the company.
That
So
was
that's it.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That was great, because I, for the longest time, and I guess I could say I procrastinate, I would just say I have company X, I have their page, I'll just shove it out. It's such a great opportunity. Why would they not like it? And I never thought to myself, well, I need to brand myself. And when I did, I put it off. And now that I'm actually branding myself in an actual show, and taking the time and putting the time into what I was procrastinating on before, pushing off and saying I couldn't do, I'm actually starting to see what I'd like to see happen. And Josh, who just joined, everybody welcome him. He's my good friend. I knew him from some Facebook friends a while ago.
Welcome,
and we're
Josh.
talking about getting over procrastination methods you use to get on those tasks you need to do in your business life and personal.
And we also wanted to ask Mr. Stefan Beyer. Marcia was wondering how we could come to one of your seminars, Stefan, because we'd love to do that. We'd love to see. Well, I'd love to come to one of your webinars, actually, if that's cool, for sure.
Sure, thanks for that. You can check out the best way is to get in connection with me on Facebook.
Sure.
And then I can share the link to my weekly webinar, where I talk about myself. I share some secrets, and then then of course I go through the system a bit more in detail, of course. And yes, of course, I'm looking forward.
Cool.
And what I want to say, what Kareem said about branding and that. Don't be afraid to put yourself in a position of an expert, because most of the people, especially in the network marketing industry, they don't have any clue about building up a website or doing basic SEO stuff, or doing video marketing, or sharing some tips. And just if you watch one live webinar, or you watch a video on YouTube, then you know more than most of the people out there, and then you're in the position of an expert. So you don't have to be that absolutely experienced expert in the world. then this isn't necessary to attract some people and to get leads for it. Yeah, what I do is my main strategy is I'm currently at Instagram, where I share videos and just pure and simple daily motivational quotes, and then of course you have to reach out to people and have to get in contact with people, because online is always the difficulty that people don't think you're real. Yeah, they think you're hired somebody who does a promotional video for you and that's it. So you have to be real. People have to see your face.
Yes.
And then it takes time that people will recognize you and say, hey, this is the guy, I know this face, I know this picture, he's everywhere, and just keep on going and be consistent with putting out those little anchors over the internet. And the more anchors you have, the more videos, the more articles, the more motivational stuff, the more quotes you put out, the more you contact with people, then there is a time, there's a point in time where all this comes back. But you have to believe, and the belief is, I think, the most hardest part, to believe. Yes.
Yeah, because you're not going to do it if you don't. Like, if I don't believe it, I'm not going to get up in the morning and even do this. Well, actually, it's at night, but I'm not going to get up and do it. And another thing I want to mention, too, that you were saying is, if I don't see somebody with an actual video, if I just see a product and I look up the name and I can't find anything on the name, I get real skeptical. I'm like, why isn't there YouTube? Everybody's made a YouTube video here or there. Why isn't there a YouTube video of you? Like, if I want to get a mentor and I can't find him anywhere on the internet, it's not procrastination, but if I need a mentor for something, I'll find YouTube videos and stuff of that guy and be like, okay, he's a legit dude. He's out there. He exists in the world somewhere, and I'm going to work with him. Now, when you find the right person, though, and you find their YouTube videos, jump on that. Jump on getting a mentor. Don't, like, put it off for years.
Yes, and I think because MLSP has a lot of people out there who are doing attraction marketing very successful, and when new people come in and I talk to them and they tell me, oh, there are so many attraction marketers out there who put this strategy in place, and I don't think there is a place for me. And this is what I saw in a long time. But there is definitely for everyone a place, and everyone has deserved his piece of cake to get that amount of leads and partners and prospects to build this business, because it's so huge in our industry. I don't know the exact number, but we have over 100 million people all around the world who are in the network marketing. And I think, and we have a couple of network of attraction marketers. We have maybe 10, 20, 30,000, and that doesn't mean that every one of those is consistent and does it, because most of them aren't consistent. They put up a blog in place. They run a blog, do a few articles, and that's it. And then they see it doesn't work, and then they are still remain with their content on the internet. But you don't have to be afraid that they are. Yeah, that's where we're here with comparing. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't compare yourself with others.
No, that's terrible, because then you'll sit there and go, well, this guy has a bigger house or more money, then you'll feel bad. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people who will put 2 blog posts up and be like, well, I thought you could become a millionaire blogging. What's happening? And trying to, like, rationalize it. And I'm like, no, you have to consistently blog for years, and it has to be about something that's interesting and make it original. It's not just going to be like, I put up one blog post about, like, being persistent or don't give up, and then I'll get 100 people like, yeah, here's a bunch of money, because then everybody would do that and everybody would take off. And Dave just left, so thanks, Dave. And what do you guys think about, like, I know me and Stefan have been doing that.
I'd like to hear from the new man who just joined us with his beautiful son there. We just saw. I tried to wave at his son, but he wasn't really. I guess he took off. But Josh, we're interested to hear from you, man. How you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. That was actually my daughter, but she just got out of the bathroom.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looked like a dude. I'm sorry, man.
That's okay,
Sorry,
man.
bro.
That's funny. So I just barely popped in. I just barely caught kind of the topics that you guys are talking about. Sounds like you're talking about network marketing and branding yourself.
Well, that's part of it. We're actually talking about taking action and different ways we've avoided procrastination. And this is a mastermind group. We've been doing this for about 6 months now. And we're all a family. We all love each other. And the Entrepreneur Power Hour is designed to help other people who need exposure, who need to get themselves out there. And it's a family environment. And you know, the cool thing about this is we don't care what you're doing, Josh. You could be selling light bulbs on the side of the road or have a brick and mortar business. You know, it really doesn't matter. We just want you here if you're entrepreneurial and have the entrepreneurial spirit. And yeah, we talk about network marketing and stuff too. You know, but what do you do, man? How's it going?
So I actually have a media company. I direct a television show. And then I direct marketing videos, so sales funnel videos. That's all I do is basically media and marketing. And so, I mean, seems like a great group. You know, I've known Kareem for a while now, and he invited me to come to this. And I love marketing. I like mastermind groups. I'm just excited to be part of it. Yeah, and I agree. You know, branding yourself is a big deal. I do a lot of high-end branding for people, and so this is cool, man. I'm just here for the ride, you know. I'm just here to enjoy it. And then as far as procrastination, go ahead. You can go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what are some ways when you've been confronted with difficult times, like me myself? I just lost my wife to a terrible illness, so it's been really hard for me to keep going and going and going. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. I ain't putting down my sword for anybody. You know,
I'm sorry to hear that, man, but I'm glad that you're persistent.
That's cool, bro, but I'm just telling you that these are what are the ways you've avoided procrastination when you felt really down or you've been discouraged and you haven't felt like going on, but you know at the end of the day that, hey, man, you got to keep going. What are some things you've done to keep yourself inspired and motivated there, Josh?
So I read a lot of business books, and so I have a daily affirmation, and it's long. It's extremely long, but
share it with us.
Detailed. Yeah,
share
it's detailed. I'll share it with you another time. I mean, it's really long. Man. It's really long.
Hey, that's cool. Okay, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah. But yeah, it's and so I think I got that from Think and Grow Rich. I can't remember. I read so many books I can't recall, but so I just have that, and I've been down, and I've been in the trenches before, and I just, stick to that goal and then a to-do list. Those in a combination to have a daily affirmation of concrete goals of what you want to achieve, and to say those every morning and as many times as you need to. And depending on where I'm at in life, I say it a lot more often than every morning. And then just a to-do list. A to-do list that when you sit down to work, you just pound it out. You just go through the motions.
Right on, man.
That's what I do.
Right on. Well, yeah, we'd love to have you here every week, man. This is, and there's no limit to what we can talk about. It can go from network marketing to personal development to life experiences you may be going through. We just all got each other's backs here, man. I love it. That was the main goal of the show. Me and Kareem, we came up with this idea. Marcia Sortino is one of the lady on the panel here. Her microphone's not working, but she gave us this brilliant idea. Said, why don't you guys do a YouTube show on personal development and just talk and just have fun and laugh and have open discussions? So it's not so much business oriented as it is just a place for entrepreneurs to come and be themselves and brainstorm ideas and share experiences of their journeys along the way. Business falls in there naturally.
Right.
I've been in network marketing for about 5 years now, and I'm between companies right now. I'm not sure I'm joining another one. But, when you're online all the time, you're sharing your stuff on Facebook, Google+, all those types of things. You're interacting with people. And at the end of the day, man, you know, I know as a network marketer, I was burned out on all the business talk all the time, and I was like, man, I don't want to talk about business all the time. So what we do is we give people kind of a reprieve from that, and we just go, hey, come on here and tell us who you are and what you do, and we'll get you exposed with our YouTube channel. So that's what we do here, Josh. You know.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to connect with everybody on Facebook as well. I went ahead and added Stefan. How do I'm new to these hands. How do I write a message? I'll just type in my name so you guys
Okay,
can add
so
me.
what you need to do, you want to put your name up on the screen, or do you want to send a message to every? Okay.
I just put my name up on it.
If you go down on the left-hand side of your Hangout screen, you're going to see a list.
Chat.
Yeah, and then if you want to put your name up on the screen, though, you need to go to the toolbox, Hangout toolbox.
Okay.
You're going to see a little green caption box and then a wrench, and it looks like a toolbox. You're going to click that button.
I don't mean to take time from your show to do this, man. But,
No, dude, this is cool. I like explaining this to people because then they know what the hell they're doing, right?
yeah. Okay. So the Hangout toolbox.
Yeah, you click that button, and you're going to see another menu. It's going to pop up on the right side of your screen at the top, right? And you're going to see a white panel. And then you're going to have a couple of icons that show up. There's going to be a little man with a circle around his head, and then a speaker icon, a smiley, a chat, a question mark, and a settings cogwheel once you click that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But when you click the dude with the circle around him, there's going to be two boxes that show up. It's going to say lower third, and then those two boxes there, you're going to put your name in there, and then you're going to turn the switch on. You're going to see on and off to the right of that, right above that. You're just going to, there you go. There you go. We can see your name now, Josh.
It looks like it's backwards.
Yes, it will to you, but to everybody else.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first. I'm like, I got this wrong, and then I looked at my picture. I'm like, it's correct.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming, man. And so, Josh, would you say in your experiences as a network marketer, what are some things you've done to keep yourself, besides the affirmations and things? I'm sure you've run into obstacles and times when you've just been like, man, I just don't want to do this anymore. What drives you every day besides your lovely daughter and your family to keep you going to become successful as an entrepreneur? You know, how do you keep that fire lit in times when you're not feeling so hot about everything? What are some powerful ways you, even in the face of the storm, I mean, what are some other things you've done to really keep yourself going?
So I wish I had some more concrete details, man, except for I got two things. I got 4 kids. Okay?
Wow.
And so you don't ever get to stop if you have 4 kids, right? And I don't know if this is good or bad, but I love money and what money can buy. And so I wake up every morning with a healthy thirst for success. And
That's
so
good.
That's I can't recall any not in the last maybe 8 or 9 years being in a position where I wasn't driven, and I think I'm just lucky that way, that I was just born to feel that way, you know. So I wish I had something more concrete, but you know, kids is the number one. I got mouths to feed, man, and lots of them, and so there's just no time to feel bad about what you're doing. You just got to get in there and do it every single day.
That's motivational. There you go, 4 kids. Wow.
Yeah.
So how long? So you and your lady have had 4 kids, and I guess you've been together quite a long time then, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Anybody else want to chime in and give your thoughts?
I really appreciate you coming on the show, Josh, with your attitude and smiley face and twinkly eyes like that, and 4 kids. I mean, setting an example like that, it's so cool, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
I mean, you have great energy.
Hey, turn that off! We just turned on a vacuum.
There's motivation and no procrastination right there, huh, Dad?
That's right.
Awesome.
I appreciate that, and thanks for saying that. And I like connecting with people. I'm somebody who just loves to connect with as many people as possible, and so I appreciate all the compliments. And I tell you what, you got a great smile too, and you got a great looking lady next to you. So hopefully I can make it to your age, look like that.
It's very funny. To my age, huh, brother?
Yeah.
This is my wife, Cheryl, of 27 years.
Wow.
We
Impressive.
only had one kid. We procrastinated on that. We weren't as motivated as you, bro. I was more motivated to surf.
Surfing. Oh, I love surfing, man. Surfing's great.
Yeah.
What do you
I actually live in Utah, but I used to spend the summers in Florida. My dad lived out there, so.
There you go. How do you stay in shape? You lifting weights? You're going to the gym? What are you doing every day? 4 kids, like throwing them up and down? Let's hear it.
Yeah. So for years and years, probably for 10 years, I worked out really, really hard. I did competitions and such, and so now I only have to work out about 3 times a week, just maintenance mode, you know. So it's been good.
I like that only 3 times a week when most people, they can't even do 3 times a week to get where they need to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, maintenance mode for you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How much time, like, okay, you got 4 kids, you got a full-time business, you got a wife. How much time do you have to take for that?
I like to hang out for like an hour and a half at the gym, you know.
That's about right. I like to go to the beach, like, and surf for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
3 times, you know, about like that, and just let it out. The gym, and not too much. You lifting weights?
Yeah, yeah. But I'll tell you what, man. The last time I surfed, it's a workout paddling out there, man. That's serious.
Where you went, Sebastian Inlet?
What's that?
Where did you surf in Florida? Where did you surf?
New Smyrna Beach, shark bite capital of the world.
I love surfing near Smyrna.
All the
Yeah.
sharks.
Yeah, that's shark bait right there, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Swim with the sharks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does boogie board counting as a workout, I guess? Because I boogie board and I snowboard.
Absolutely.
Boogie board kicks your butt. I don't do that. They get trashed.
They do, man. He gets beat up in the surf, man.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Just getting thrown around.
You know, you guys are so lucky that you live near the ocean, man. I've only seen the ocean twice in my whole life, and I wish I could live next to the ocean because I would literally camp on the beach every flipping day of my life. And
Quit
just
procrastinating, man. Get to the ocean.
listen to the water come in. I'm working on it, Kareem. You know that. Come on. I'm going to get there and scope out all the hot chicks and be like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, right on. It'd be a lot of fun, man. It'd be a lot of fun, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, speaking of the ocean, there's an old saying that goes with the ocean: time and tide waits for no man. So in that event, tide doesn't wait for you. If you're out there digging, like I used to when I was a young kid, you don't procrastinate. When that tide's coming in, you better start running for the shore or dig your way to the shore. If you don't, you're going to be overtaken real fast. Just saying. So procrastination's not something that I'm unfamiliar with. I've had to run from the tide myself in the past, and I'm sure that Rick can feel that notion of time and tide waits for no man. And it's the same with business. If you didn't put the time into it, if you sit there and said, "Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow," or the next day, or the next day, well, eventually you never get to it because you're procrastinating so far you never got there from here. It's like an old saying here in Maine: "You can't get there from here." Oh, just kidding. But procrastination is one of those things that I think we all suffer from to some degree. Even ones that are driven, because I'm sure there's things that even Josh would love to get done that he don't get done.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the excitement moments. You know, you got kids. Where's your time? And I've been there. I didn't have them all at once, but I've had a couple. I've had 3 kids altogether, and I know what it's like. You can get to be pulling your hair out most of the time.
Yeah.
And they don't allow you to procrastinate when it comes to when they get out of bed. You better be up and running, because if you're not up and running, they could raid your refrigerator and have it all over the floor. I've seen it done before.
Absolutely.
And so you don't procrastinate on that notion. You're either there jolly on the spot or you got a mess to clean up. That's just one of those things that I wanted to throw in there about procrastination, because a lot of us, we do that. We want to do things, but we don't really get it done because we say, "We'll do it tomorrow." Well, that's not, tomorrow comes and then it still goes on and on and on and on. So we have to be in the moment, live in the moment, take one day at a time, and let things come natural. Because a lot of times we're driven by, as Wayne Dyer would say, an ego issue. And we don't understand the ego issue. But there's our inner self, and then there's the ego, which is the part that drives us in the bad ways. Oh, I must get this done. I must get that done. It's good, but it's bad. It depends on how you're putting your ego into. That's my take on that. I love Wayne Dyer. I don't know if anybody's ever listened to him or not, but he recently passed. He's a very, very smart gentleman, and I put a video into the Facebook chat box. I hope people watched it, because it was very, very great about ego. Because sometimes we let our ego take over the world that we live in, and then we don't have a world. We have a mess. We have, it's just. But procrastination is one of those things that we all have a little bit of limitation to that. I mean, I know I do.
Yes.
But you got to be like, Larry the Cable Guy says, get her done.
Sure.
And I'll let you take over.
Yes. Carl, I love the fact that you're here every week, and you've come so far, man. Like, you're here every week. You finally have a voice where you can just come and be yourself and just be Carl. And I'm really happy we've been able to provide that for you. And you've got so much wisdom in your years and so many positive things to say. You're going to make it too, man. You've already made it. You're with the right people. You're doing your thing. And it's all going to be good, man. I promise you. It's all going to be good, Carl.
Well, I want to say that right back to you there, my great friend Chris. It's all going to be good.
Yeah.
Because you're speaking it there.
Yes.
And now you believe in it, and you're going to do it. So therefore, greatness follows everybody that comes on this panel, because they're allowed to express themselves in a way unrestrictable. I get hurt I got my issues with hurt, and one is one you just went through. Okay. It's the worst hurt there is. It feels like someone kicked you in the gut. And the serious thing is, all feelings come from the gut, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
They do. All feelings. You hurt, it's in the gut. Somehow it affects you that way. Like, I've had women that walked out of my life, and there was a blank space, empty. I felt like there was a hole right through me.
Yeah.
And I know the feeling that you're feeling. I don't know it completely because you lost her, but I do know the emptiness.
Yeah.
And you just got to get back on that saddle and say, I'm not going to procrastinate. I got to move on with my life.
Mm-hmm. So I'm doing.
And look for that one. And look for that one lucky one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, death is different than someone walking out on me, which I've experienced both now. So there isn't too much more I can't handle at this point. I feel like this experience is just going to make me more bulletproof to whatever other crap starts trying to flow into my life. I'm going to have even more of a deflection against it and resistance to it. So this is both a this is both a blessing and a curse in disguise.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because now it's made you stronger, Chris.
Yes. Thank you, Carl. You're right. Absolutely right. You're right. And, Carl, I feel like me and you have a really tight understanding of each other. And You know, I'm just so glad that you have a place now where you can come and say what you want and be who you are, and nobody questions you, nobody belittles you, nobody tells you you can't say this or you can't say that. I'm really happy we've been able to provide a voice for you, Carl. That's very important to me, that you finally have a
Well,
place where you can come
yes, it's
and just
very important to me too.
I
It's
know.
very important to me because I don't know how to do what some people make it that is so easy to others. Some of those things I don't know how to do. I didn't know how to do editing audio files, and now I love it. So it don't matter now. It's one of those things. But the next thing I want to master is the video scene. I need to make a video for Soul, a before and after video. He really wants that. Before and after. He probably's asked each and every one of the teammates that same thing, and because he wants to see the difference before and after, and I can't say as I blame him because pay me what I'm worth brings a lot to the plate, and I love everybody on it. So,
Yeah.
like here,
Yeah.
I love everybody here. You know.
Yeah. You just got to jump in there and do it sometimes, even when you don't know how. And like the topic it says here, that's what I didn't do for so long. If I didn't know how to edit audio files, if I didn't know how to speak in public, I didn't. So I just never tried to tackle it. And then with videos, I wasn't great at those either, but I got a camera that was half decent and started making them. Just started doing this show. And it's just a fact of getting up and saying, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out, and then making a bunch of mistakes and having fun and just being crazy. And I guess I'm procrastinating on the kids thing, but I'll get there. Work up to all of you guys.
Or they'll come naturally. Everything comes naturally. If you try to rush it, it doesn't work. I learned that. That's the one thing I rushed into 3 different marriages. You know what? I rushed in like a bull into a china closet. And every one of them fell apart in my face. Isn't that lovely? Well, I think it was because I learned so much. You know, it's not like I'm going to take it as a negative because I learned. I learned. That's all that matters. I learned.
I agree with you, man.
It's like Ric Flair used to say on wrestling, to be the best, you gotta beat the best. Right? To be the best, you gotta beat the best. Well, out in this world, you gotta compete with the best. So you better learn to be the best without procrastination.
Yeah. Great, man.
We just quoted wrestling and Larry the Cable Guy. What the heck?
That's awesome.
Hey, well, we gotta bring some excitement into this. I mean, I'm just who I am.
That's great. And I keep going back to sports because I love sports, and I look at professional athletes, and you look at how good most of them are, and how did they get that way? Well, they practiced and they practiced and they practiced.
And they practiced, exactly.
And they didn't stop. And guess what? Now they're making millions of dollars. Well, they deserve that. They deserve to make that money. They've worked their asses off every single flipping day to get that flipping good. And everyone's like, well, they make too much money. No, they don't. They deserve to make that kind of money because they dedicated their life to learning how to play the game. And to learn how to be good at that. They're worth that kind of money because they put that much into what they're doing. Now, I don't agree with all the media sensationalism and commercialism behind sports. No, but the sponsors are important because that's how they pay the athletes, obviously. The Major League Baseball or NBA, NHL, NFL, they can't afford to pay those players without sponsorships. Are you kidding me? And you look at the NCAA. I love watching college basketball and college football because those are kids who are coming up and they have that burning desire in them to make it to the NBA or the NHL or the Major League Baseball or the NFL, and they play their asses off and they damn well work for it. So I say, hey, right on, do it. And that's the kind of desire level I have to be successful with our YouTube show. Me and Kareem are going to be published authors. We're doing our Pay Me What I'm Worth personal development course. We're going to become life coaches. I mean, that's where I'm at, and I won't settle for anything less. You know.
That's what you do. You can't settle for anything less.
Nope.
You're a perfectionist, Chris. You can't settle for anything less than perfection. So you'll continue until it is right. It's like me and these audio files. People think I'm crazy when I'm going over and over and over and over them. Well, I don't care. I like doing it. I want to get them just as perfect as I can because that's how I am. It's one of those things that, you speaking of sports, it reminds me of Cindy Blodgett. I don't know if you probably don't know who she is, but she was a Maine ball player. And she played for Coney High School, and then she moved on to the Maine Black Bears. And every time she would play, she had such a passion for it. It would literally bring tears to my eyes to watch her play. She was like poetry in motion. It was just so awesome to watch her play ball. And there's so many people that, just like Michael Jordan, he failed over and over and over. But you know what? It's just like water cuts through the rock. Well, so doesn't persistency cut through the desire until you get where you want to be at the success level. But if you put procrastination in it, you won't do half of what you need to do. And that's where I am right now. I really need to just, like Kareem says, take the bull by the horn. Even if I fail trying to make a video, just try again.
Yep.
And try again.
Yep.
And that's what that is all about when I said about Michael Jordan and his persistency. If he hadn't done that, he never would have been a star.
Carl, I got something to share with you. We'll get on a Google Hangout sometime. I got something I want to show you. I have Michael Jordan's biography, the story of Michael Jordan and all of his best.
Man.
And his
I love that, man.
Yeah, I'll show that to you, man. It was pretty cool. Someone at a garage sale gave it to me for free because when I saw it, I was like, I'm crazy about basketball. And they're like, you can just have it. I was going to sell this for $5, but I'll just give it to you. So it's pretty cool. I'll show it to you sometime, Carl. It's pretty incredible.
Oh, awesome. Because he reminds me of water cutting through the rock. He reminds me, if you really think about the martial art great, Bruce Lee, he became as water to defeat the people. Not hard like water, soft like water. He had his movement such an affluent motion that it was soft. He knew what he was doing at a precise moment. That's why he couldn't be beat that easy.
Right.
It couldn't be beat. Because of that same reason. Training, persistent training.
Yeah, and he didn't sit there and say, how do I do it? He would try kick at least 1,000 times. So there's that too. He didn't sit there and say, oh, I'm going to kick and then I'm going to take a break. He was ridiculous.
Right, he didn't.
His workouts are nuts. I'd like to do them one day, but maybe not today.
He's dangerous. He was dangerous. He was dangerous. There's no doubt about that. There's just no doubt about it.
Alrighty. I think I'm just going to do a call to action. Thanks.
Go for it, Kareem.
Huh?
Go for it.
Thanks, everybody, for showing up. We had Carl, Dada was in spirit, Chris, David, Cindy, Josh. Nice to see you, finally. Marsha, Rick and Cheryl, and, of course, Stefan. Getting great knowledge. And I'm just going to share my... And Cindy.
Nice muscles.
Okay, so can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So all you gotta do is pretty simple. Get on them there internets. Go to the entrepreneurpowerhour.com. And I'm gonna give it a second to load here. Because I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. So give it a second to load, and then just put in your first name, your email address, and click sign me up. And just to give a real quick preview of what private members looks like, looking back, this is what it would, if you become a member, and this is something I'm working on, so I haven't launched that yet. And I'm just going to go through. It is on a WordPress, but eventually I'll upgrade it once there is a ton of people on here. I always wanted to do something along the lines of helping entrepreneurs and using social media. So basically, when you come in here, there's an intro video, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to fly through this. You can do a profile, you can have friends, you can see activities that people are, stuff like a Facebook feed. You can have groups, you can follow people, and you can have followers. If that's not enough, you can say hi, you can talk to them. It doesn't have their face, but like in a chat. And finally, you can send mail and you can get alerts. I'm also working on putting some content in here of interviews, the best of our power hours, some live training through GoToWebinar, and me and my friend Freddie and some people might be doing some Google Hangouts as well to kind of make a video series to take entrepreneurs from zero to hero. Other than that, once someone joins, you can go to Find Entrepreneur, click on the first letter of their name. So right now I'm the only one in here. You can see Kareem.
Well, you need to add me too, bro.
Yeah, once I'm done, I'll give some people free accounts so they can start hanging out with this. And then also there's forums, and I'm working on a tool that tracks goals and then makes those goals visible to other people. So get excited.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
All right,
It's
guys.
been such a pleasure. It's been such a pleasure, Josh, man.
Yeah, thank you.
It's such a pleasure. You've really given me a lot of insights the way you carry yourself. You know, you're young and you're very smart. I can tell.
Thank you. Is my mic on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, and it's just a
good.
pleasure to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate meeting you too. I think this is a great forum. I'm going to come back.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thanks so much,
Please
man.
do. Please do. We'd welcome you back.
All right, guys.
Love the motivation.
Let's stop.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude.
Nice to
On,
meet you.
on.
Myrna Beach, man. See you
Yeah,
there.
man, let's do it.
Aloha. Love you all.
Love you
Aloha.
guys.
All right, guys, don't procrastinate. Let's get back to work now.
We're on.
Yeah, let's get at it. Get at it and at it.